Hello, you are most welcome. Yeah, it's Henry the computer guy, and in this video you're going to be learning how you can terminate an Rj45 connector to a category 6 UTP cable. But before we do this thing practically, you have to know the type of cabling you're going to terminate and which devices you're going to be connecting. So we can either terminate a crossover cable, straight through cable. We can also have a rollover cable, but we have to know the difference between these cables. We are going to be starting with a crossover, and this is actually known as the T568A, and it is mostly used to connect similar devices. For example, you have a router and a router, you have a switch and a switch, you'll need what we call a crossover cable. And this is how its sequence moves. So we have white, green, green, white, orange, blue, white, blue, orange, white, brown, brown. So when we come to the side of the straight through, this is also known as the T568B, and it is mostly used to connect non-similar devices, and it is the one that is commonly used. So our main interest is going to be, or our main focus is going to be on a straight through cable. This is how its sequence moves. We have the white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. That is their sequence. So if at all, I also summarize a little on what we call a console cable or rollover cable or used cable. This is also used to connect a computer's terminal to a router's console port, and it is always flat and light blue in color. So having gotten a difference between a crossover and a straight through, we can as well go into our practical bit of it, and we see how we can terminate a straight through. But remember, there is a convention that states that a connection between a router and a router requires a crossover cable. Even a straight through cable will work if either or both of the devices implements what we call the medium dependent interface. So that means that this device will detect which wires are going to be used for incoming data and transmission of the data. Therefore, the wiring in the connector doesn't really matter. Now we can do this practically, and we see how we can terminate a straight through cable. So first of all, we are going to talk about the components we are going to be using, or the tools. We have our clipping tool, we have our scissor in case we need to cut something, we have our Rj45 connector cover, then we have our Rj45 8-pin Rj45, then we have our category 6 cable, and it's the one we are going to be terminating. So first of all, I'm going to be using this crimping tool to cut the cable to size. So I'll get my cable, then I'll cut this to size. Just like that, and I think they are all to size. And having cut it to size, we have to cut the shield of the cable by putting it onto our crimping tool again. Then we remove that shield. So you hold it, then you rotate. Just like that. So we remove this. Just like that. And having removed it, we are going to separate our pairs of cables, just like that. Separate the pairs. We separate the pairs. We separate the pairs. Then we cut this out. Cut that out. Also have to remove this that separates our wires, just like that. So we have what to use now. So we untwist the wires by using this we have used to cut. Actually, can untwist them just like that. Can untwist them. Can untwist them. Then lastly we do the last pair, just like that. So having done everything, we have to straighten these wires so we can make them straight. Make them straight. You can use something that is a solid that can help you pull them. As well as you're thinking about the order you're going to be using. Remember, we are terminating the T568B, so we have to make that sequence. For example, it is going to be white orange, so I'll look for the white orange first of all. This is my white orange. I'll put it this side. Then I'll look for my orange. I bring it closer, just like that. So these are two. You have to hold them into the sequence you feel you want. Those are two. Then we have to look for what we call the white green. White green, which is somewhere here. It is here, white green. Those are now three. Then we look for the blue, which is here, somewhere here. Just like that. Those are now four. Then we look for the white blue. White blue, this is it here. White blue. Then we look for the green, just close to this. Just like that. Then we look for the white brown, and lastly the brown. So we are terminating the straight through, which is commonly used. And remember earlier we say that it is used to connect non-similar devices. So this is what we are going to be terminating. So I think our order is now set, so we need to cut them to size again. Need to cut them to size again using our clamping tool. And if at all you had let's say a cover, you would also use it and put it there. Let me put it there, just like that. Then I can as well as look at my order. So it is white orange, white green, blue, then white blue, green, then white brown, brown. That is the order I want to use. So we are going to cut them to size. So I'll get my crimping tool, I'll cut them to size. Just like that. Just like that. So you have to hold it, don't alter the order. Then you get your Rj45, and you have to plug this in through the sequence that you have already made, just like that. So we push it, push it, we push it till it reaches these terminals that we are having, which are 8. We push it, closer to the terminals, and I think they are all at the terminal there. So having pushed them inside, we have to get our clamping tool. Then we have to terminate this such that this one cannot always go off. So by putting it into the 8 pin in the middle here, then you're going to use some power to press it such that it can be crimped onto that cable, just like that. A little, some power until it makes that sound. So I think it is done now. Now when you try to remove it, of course it is not moving out. It is not moving out. That means that you're going to bring the RJ connector cover to that cable. So just like that. So seriously, we are now done with our Rj45. So that means that we're going to do it for the rest of the other part. So if you feel this video has taught you something, you can give it a thumbs up. It's been Henry the Computer Guy. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.